All right, Saturday morning here in Hutch. I'm just gonna walk around and shoot a little quick video of some of these beautiful orange tractors that are here, and try not to talk too much. Morning, guys.
Morning.
I really wish I knew what models these green ones are. I'm not very good about knowing them. 6080 with a perfect grill. You don't see that every day. My old piece of junk. Mike his 19 went home already. I talked to the owner of this tractor at breakfast this morning, and sounds like it ought to be a lot of fun to watch on the track tonight. I really like these little they're built out of 720s, but they're, you know, a Beachmaster knockoff. And I'm not sure what he's going for with that, but it's nice. Talked to Mike K yesterday, and he wanted me to get some stuff on the 220 front wheel assist, and I think this is the only one here, so there it is, Mike. Beautiful 210s here. Feature tractor this year, and there are some fine examples. I need to be going the other direction. How about if we back up? The sun will favor us, and I'll probably get run over in the process here, maybe. Well, that's the feature tractor area, and a lot of the big tractors I'll probably shoot a little more later. All right, I'm gonna just continue walking around, shooting video of the tractors that are here before we get too many people running around.
This one's the supervisor. It's the boss.
This better be on YouTube.
It will be.
Good.
Farm Allis.
Good. Good deal.
There's a pretty nice little 170 right there. I bet I could make room for that in my shed. Kind of like to have one of them. It's even a gas, which would be my preference. It's kind of funny. Tractors that size, I prefer a gas. They get very much bigger, and I don't want a gas tractor at all, even though I have one, which I really like. This is a pretty sweet little D17 Series 4 right there. That's nice. Randy Rolstad, Lino Lakes. Beautiful job, Randy. There's a lot of stuff to see at this show. If you're close to Hutchinson, Minnesota, you should make the trip. I don't know, there's a lot of stuff over there. And I'm not gonna walk this whole thing. Nice looking 8070 over there. 7580 belongs to one of the J&L video guys, I believe. Couple of G's, WF, WD-45. Probably find room for that one too. And here again, we're shooting back into the sun. I bet he's at the pulling track tonight. Another good looking 17. Nice looking working 185. 180 that's for sale. Kind of reasonable if a guy needed one. Gas. Another good looking 185. One of my favorite models of Allis tractors. Good looking B. Wow. They put some effort into the paint on that girl. D12 high crop. Beautiful little D10. I'd hate to think what some of these paint jobs cost. Even more, I'd hate to pay for them. That's why mine are all working girls.
All right, we're approaching the 8:30 time frame. And if you didn't already know,
200 narrow front.
Seminar, and that's going to be in
they didn't ever make that tractor. That one was built
on the east end. So
another beautiful 17.
Enjoy that demonstration. If you're curious about anything, feel free to grab one of these product guides. They're placed in mailboxes around the grounds. I also have quite a few of them here. So 8:30. Snap coupler demonstration, east end of the exhibition building.
I should probably video that. If you heard that snap coupler demonstration at 8:30. I'm not sure what time it is. I hope this thing's recording. I'm going to be mad if it's not. Well, I'm going to call it there for now. No, it is working. Okay. It's trying to sell me stuff I'm not wanting to buy. I'm gonna have to pick up the pace if I'm gonna make it in there by 8:30. And D15 with a rollover plow. Nice. Well, I think I'm going to have to call it here for now and go watch that snap coupler thing. All right, continuing on. This is just some of the, I believe this is the club stuff, maybe some of it. I'm not sure about that, but just more of the display here at Hutchinson. M crawler. Mike's got one of those. We didn't get it out for the 4th of July. Those are kind of neat. Speed Patrol, I believe. I can never remember that. I love this little degrader. Look at that. That is gorgeous. It even has a scarifier. I need to use this, but it's a long ways from home. That is a TLB, I believe. That's the small one made out of the B. A little bit of industrial stuff. Some more crawlers. That is a HD6AG. I'm not sure. That could be a beach sanitizer. I'm not positive about that. Well, it's hawk built. It's not AC, so I don't actually know what that is.
So what's that thing?
I don't know.
Ah, come on.
Some of the combines. A Gleaner pull type. You don't see very many of them. A lot of all crops here. They were out in the field combining oats with one yesterday, pulling it with a, I'm not sure what model, a small crawler, and it was wet enough they got the crawlers just buried. If I'd have had the camera with me, I'd have shot some video. I didn't have it with me at the time. I think that's an all crop 40. I think that's the smallest one they made. Man, it would take a while to harvest with that. But so much faster than a scythe. .443 square baler. An RC with a bale loader. Nice. White top roto baler. I wouldn't mind having something like that someday, but it's kind of a curiosity thing. And I'm not sure the story on that Vermeer. That could be the McLeod County Fairs stuff there. I don't know. More roto balers. One with a power unit.
That big.
How'd you pick them up there? How much they weigh?
Another one with a power unit. And these, I'm not sure what the story is. Ideal rotary baler. Now, I should probably do some research and see if those predated the Allis baler or what the story is with that. I think that's it for this segment. All right, we're in the swap meet area now. I'll give you guys an idea of the magnitude of the parts that you might run into at an event like this. This is a pretty good swap meet. If you need stuff for your Allis Chalmers, there's a good chance you can find it here.
So I have to have a step stool to get in.
You know, there's a little bit of everything. Pull tractors and implements.
Step stool back in with it.
engines. I assume those may even run. Who knows? Some new parts over there. Dave the Plowman right there. Some of his wares. I like that weight setup on that subsoiler. Don't know if those could be, they had factory weights you could get for those. I don't know if those are, or there's something someone has adapted. Steve Fisher's area here. I bought a pair of tires for the 782 off this gentleman yesterday. Looks like he's still got one set. If you need a manual, that is the guy to talk to. He has them. Just about anything. Mike even got one for that 3-bottom rollover plow. Minnesota Pneumatic Products tool vendor. I always leave some cash with this guy. If you can't spend any money with this guy, you're just not trying. I do wish he had a bigger set of 3/4 drive impact sockets though. Hi Dave. Nice little CA right there. Good variety of Allis garden equipment up here. This is another place where I usually wind up leaving quite a bit of cash. He just has all kinds of good stuff in here, and he's got good prices on it. Yeah, I'll go the other way. All kinds of sheet metal, wheels, fuel tanks, seats. And you never know, you might find some new old stock stuff, or you might find some stuff that's really rusty. And over here, this is D&L from Rose Hill, Iowa. Dale and Luke Rosaboo. And they make this sheet metal, and I guess this is a little bit more than sheet metal, these weight brackets, and do primarily for D21s, 210s, 220s, and just awesome quality. They do a good business every year. And I don't know if they're making the cast parts now, possibly too. I'm not sure. There's Luke right over there. Smile at the camera, Luke. There's Dale. I'll be back to talk to them later. Ryan Winter from Nebraska. He's always got a good selection of parts. There are more single front wheel setups here this year than I think I've ever seen in my life. Yeah, he's pointing at more on the trailer. A couple of power unit engines. Ryan's always got some interesting stuff. These guys are from Iowa. He's got an ED40s wanting to sell. And apparently a 45 diesel. I assume you didn't bring it up here because you want to keep it.
No, I brought it up here myself.
And we're getting close to Ladd and Laddie Bennis's stuff. I think this is their stuff. And these BKT tires on this D14, I read on here, what's that say? Extra deep tread, and I would believe that. Ladd is out of northern Iowa now, and he's always got piles of AC stuff. Not a bad looking sickle mower there. I assume that's an 82. I'm not sure. There's going to be a letter with that, and I don't know what it is. Wheel weights. All kinds of stuff. I think those Series 4 wheel weights left yesterday. That's the most of the swap meet. All right, this is kind of cool. I've never seen these in operation before, but apparently you drive these things just like a horse. I love it. That is pretty slick. Here comes Nolan, one of the J&L guys. I need to talk to them at some point. All right, guys, I have returned home from Hutch. Maybe you can see there, we had a casualty on the way home. Right there. I had a screw in that. It had a slow leak, and I had that tire fixed, and it made it about another 500 or 600 miles. And Mike was following me on the way back, and my phone rang. I'd been following him for over 100 miles. I just happened to pass him because he was pulling down on a hill and just screwing around. And my phone rings, and hey, that left rear trailer tire ain't looking too good. Pulled over, and yeah, it wasn't good. So that's what it is. We're gonna have to get, I'll probably put 2 new ones on this side, put this tire on this rim, and we'll worry about the other side later. But we did get to plow yesterday. I thought about shooting some video and it didn't happen, but got the old plow shined up a little bit. Mud on the tractor. Got to get things cleaned up and ready to go to Mid-Iowa Antique Power Association show. So that's going to wrap up the Orange Spectacular for me for 2025. Thanks for watching.